What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another edition of Heart of the City. It's the dynamic dude, man, your boy NYG, aka also known as Unpopular Opinion Sports, with Coach Ed from Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports. And we getting into Heart of the City. Yankees in a battle again with the Blue Jays fighting for the division. They are going at it right now. We're going to tap into that. Mets, man. Mets looking good, man, on a hot streak coming out of the All-Star break. We're going to get into that. Training camp, NFL fans. Training camp is here. We got Giants updates. We got Jets updates. Guess what? We still got you locked in for the NBA, man. Rumors about Summer League just finished up. We're going to tap into that. And Coach's Corner, man. Coach got it lit. Of course, you already know. But we're going to get into all that right back with the intro. Let's get it.
Ricey K, the Raisin Man.
What is going on, everybody? What is going on, man? Welcome back, man. The Heart of the City, man. What's good with you, Coach, man? How you feeling tonight, bro?
Yo, I'm Gucci, man. Just chilling, ready to get at it, man. How about you?
I'm maintaining. You already know what it is, man. Ready to tap into the New York City area sports scene.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's a lot going on. These dang on Yankees, man. You know, I'm going to lead with that, man. I'm going to lead with that, Coach, man. And we're going to get into that with Around the City. Let's hit it, man.
I want the power, but I want the love and respect first. Said I want the power, but I want the love and respect first. Yeah, I want the power, but I want the love and respect first. Yeah, I want the power, the love and respect first.
So, look, man, check it out, man. The Yankees fighting right now with the Blue Jays, and they are down. They are down in the division, and they are down in this game. Right now, it is 6-4 in the top of the 7th. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you, because the Yankees' best chance to win a World Series, I believe, is to get their division and try to get that home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Now, because with the Yankees, it's important. You know why this is important for them to have home field throughout? Because right now they're 3 games down with the Blue Jays. You down in this game. Are they 3 games back, I should say, of the Blue Jays for the AL East lead? But it is important for them to get home field because all they do is hit home runs. They are a home run hitting team. They got 3 hits tonight, all home runs. And you down. Why? Because of pitching. What I've been talking about. Pitching. You know, Max Fried struggling a little bit here lately. The bullpen has been terrible. But back to the home field advantage. You got to get it. Because y'all swing and miss team right now. And it's mainly Aaron Judge. Now, you don't want to wear him out going into the playoffs. I mean, this team is poorly constructed, man. And it's showing. And it's showing because the Blue Jays and a lot of other teams been outplaying the Yankees, out-pitching them. You know, playing old school baseball, stealing bases. You don't get that from the Yankees. Home run, home run, home run, home run. And then guess what the other team's doing? Home run, home run, home run. Y'all need pitching. Been an issue. Coach. Talk me off the ledge if you feel like it. Or how do you feel about this situation with the Yankees right now down top of the 7th, 6-4 to the Blue Jays? It's Heart of the City, man. Y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the Aboriginal Sports Network. We lit, man. Let's go.
You're not wrong in what you're saying in terms of the Yankees. Number one, looking at how they stand up in their division, they're 11-17. That's the biggest problem right there. You're 11-17. You have always been a strong proponent in whatever sport. You got to compete in your division to be able to win at the top level. And an 11-17 record in the AL East is not cutting it, man. It's just not cutting it. You said it best. They're poorly constructed. Shout out to my man, Philly Halftime, because he always talks about it, especially with the Phillies. And he says in baseball, he said too many teams have gotten away from the basic foundations of baseball, small ball, pitching and small ball. You know, hitting players over, getting them into scoring position, and then doing what you need to do. The Yankees, like you said, they always swing for the fence. Yes, that's what the fans like to see. And in a sense, the Yankees are catering to that. But what happened to that championship mentality? They're the most prolific championship program in all of sports, especially in baseball. And now you're, in a sense, to me, you're really not chasing the championship. You want to go after 100 mile an hour pitchers, which is blowing out their arms, you know, in terms of so many pitchers on the Yankees are going in for Tommy John surgery. But what happened to the pitchers who gave you the knuckleball, gave you control? They hit you with 94, then hit you with an 82 mile an hour pitch. Hit and run, stealing. You're now in an era where a pitcher can only throw over to first base a certain amount of times. Why not use that to your advantage? Get the pitcher to throw over there. If not, get a base runner who's on first into second, and now you can try and, you want to hit a deep fly? Hit a deep fly. Now you can try and put them into a closer position, whatever the case may be. But the point is, the Yankees don't do that. All they want to do is hit home runs, like you said, try and get it out off of the left field bleachers, or exit velocity and give you those towering home runs. I could care less about that. Sports to me is about fundamentals. And that's a lost art today, especially in baseball for the New York Yankees. So That's my thought in reference to that.
Yeah, man. This team, I'm telling you, don't mess around and slip below that wild card spot. You got the Mariners chipping at your heels. You also have your nemesis, two of your nemesis, the Boston Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays in your division, a division which coach, by the way, said you was 11-17 in. So the two teams, the teams that's beating up on you, they right there behind you in the wild card chase. So if you keep losing these games, guess what? You're going to be on the back burner, on the outside looking in of the MLB playoffs. It's been a while since the Yankees missed the playoffs, but don't get it twisted. I said it from the beginning of the season. I don't trust this team. I don't think they want... Look, I know they made the World Series last year. I get it. But that's last year. You lost Juan Soto. And you brought in Max Fried. Guess who gave up 4 runs tonight? Max Fried. Now, Max Fried has pitched decent this year. But that's who you pretty much bought in him. Cody Bellinger, a couple other guys, Smiths. I get it. But the whole thing was upgrade the pitching. I know you lost Garrett Cole. And Max Fried wasn't supposed to be, you know, the ace or whatever they call it. But you still needed to add to your bullpen and another solid starting pitcher. Because it's the hitting, but it's the pitching too. 8-4. Bullpen falling apart. You see what I'm saying? Bullpen. Let's get to the Mets, man. Before I can't take but so much. Aaron Boone, he gonna do right back out there, rinse and repeat. This is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. Let's get to the Mets, man. What's good, chat? I see y'all, man. Iman Perry. Salute. Matt. What's good, Mac, man? What's good, bro? Salute. All right. The Mets, on the other hand, just swept the Angels. And Mets looking pretty good. Mets in pretty good shape right now. They are in the second wild card spot behind Pat's Cubbies. Cubbies in second right now. But Mets behind the Phillies, but only by 1 game. Only by 1 game. So again, this was big. This was big. This was a big series right here for the Mets, man. Francisco Lindor doing his thing, man, as always, man. Had an RBI single in the third. Snapped a 0-for-31 skid at the plate. So good for Lindor. Good for Francisco Lindor, man. But this Mets team, they got some power. You got Lindor. You got Soto. You got Pete Alonso. You know, they're pitching. It's all right. It's all right. But I think the advantage with the Mets is the NL East is pretty good, but really they only competing with Philly right now in that division. Right now in that division, they only competing with Philly. Let me see if I can get to the standings right now. Show you guys here. NL East, the Miami Marlins, the next team behind the Mets, are 10.5 games back. Mets gotta win. There's Mets. Salute, buddy.
Excuse me.
Mets gotta win. They gotta focus on the Phillies right now. This division is key for them. This division is key for them because the NL as a whole is tough. I mean, you got the Dodgers, the Cubs, you know, but Coach, thoughts on the Mets and your Phillies?
Mm-hmm.
Who you got?
Phillies, of course. I got the Phillies. Come on, man. I mean, those Mets, man, they're going to end up falling right where they need to be in the long run. They're going to stay right back, and, you know, they're going to learn you can't buy a championship. I don't care if you have the richest man in baseball, whatever the case may be. You haven't shown enough to really come about and be at a championship caliber, play at a championship caliber. I mean, you know, the Brewers are looking good. I mean, you know, you talked about the Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, the Dodgers, the Padres, the Giants out west. I mean,
yeah.
You know, it's going to be tough for them, you know, in the long run. You know, like you said, they're in the second spot in the playoffs. Technically, percentage points wise, they're even with Philly, but Philly has played less games, so they have the opportunity if they can come back on Boston and put some distance between them and the Pets. So we'll see what happens though in the long run. So
yeah, I still want to. I don't know, man. I just feel like one of these teams between the Mets and Yankees, like, bring a championship to the city. Y'all both got good squads. Somebody step up and break through. Like, for real. That's what I want to see.
Yankees don't have a good squad. They're relying on one person, to be brutally honest with you.
But they are winning games. I mean, look, here's what I will say. They have enough to compete. Both teams have enough to compete. The Mets, I think, are the better team. And, you know, but they may have a tough road to go through. Because them dang on Dodgers.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be brutally honest. I don't think either team is championship built. That's fair. That's the big thing. Neither one. You know, can they compete? Yeah, both can compete. But is it about competing or is it about
Got the shine. I say he's shining.
I mean, let's be real. You play to win, as Herm said, you play to win games, but you compete to win championships. You should be constructed to win championships. And these teams, especially the Yankees, to me, they're not constructed to be a championship organization. And that starts at ownership. Ownership to me is worrying about
Thank you.
money. And I get it, but y'all spoiled us Yankees fans throughout the year. You spoiled us. George Steinbrenner, your father, spoiled us. Now you don't want to. You want to take the like Linus. You want to take the security blanket away. Get out of here with that, man. Get out of here. You're here in New York City, championship city. This is I don't care what anybody says. You can talk Boston, you can talk LA, all these other places. Championships are won and made here in New York. As the saying goes, if you can do it here, you can do it anywhere. Well, Yankees, you're putting everything based on one player for the most part. Can't be Giancarlo. Jazz sometimes he fizzles out a little bit. I mean, if you're an opposing player as a pitcher outside of Aaron Judge, who are you really afraid of in the lineup? When you get to the pitching,
it's supposed to be Giancarlo Stanton, but again, don't get me started on him because you making how many $1 million? Invisible.
He's a glass figurine. He's a glass figurine, period. Case closed. So
come on, man.
There's nobody outside of Aaron Judge in that lineup that you would say. And come playoff times, what they're going to do is they're going to pitch in certain situations. They're going to pitch around Aaron Judge. And I would tell my pitchers to do the same thing. Arthur, you're 1,000% right. The Yankees lack fundamentals. They do. I said it earlier. What happened to small ball? That's a lost art in today's baseball. What happened to getting a base run on and having them mentally mess with the pitcher's psyche?
But again, what we talk about, what we talk about a lot here on this show, a lot here on this network, coaching, right? Coaching. Aaron Boone, I've been saying need to go.
It's not just Boone.
And it's the top of the organization too. But that is based on the fact that analytics, you know, they want it to be an analytical driven organization. You know, they want to get cute with the money now. You know, things like this. So I know what you're talking about, Coach. But just on the fundamental level, what Kerm is talking about, that's on Aaron Boone, man. That's on Aaron Boone. So again, they're not a championship team. Look, Aaron Boone rips Aaron Boone's decision making. You see what I'm saying? But he's still here. Look at him. Look at his face. Yo, let's get the football, man. Let's get the football, man. Right now, top of the 8th, man. Yankees about to lose this game too. If they don't get going here soon. It's 8-4. They got a couple base runners. We'll see. But we're gonna get into the Jets. Let's start with the Jets here. I mean, look, man. Training camp's just starting, you know. And to be honest, this season for the Jets is going to ride a lot on Justin Fields, because that was the swap you basically made. Aaron Rodgers out as he should have been. Good job, Jets. Good job. Good job, Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn made him come in and fired him to his face. Said, when man.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the swap they made. That is the swap that the New York Jets made. So looking at it today, Justin Fields went 5 for 8, it says, in practice. Hit a corner route to Garrett Wilson, his old school Ohio teammate. Most of his completions were check downs to the running backs. But a lot of this is going to ride on, because I think the Jets defense is solid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, go check out our preview of the New York Jets on the Aboriginal Sports Network here. We're going to have one coming out for the Giants here soon. Don't worry, Giants fans, we got you. But go check out that one for the Jets, man. That's dope. I think the Jets do have a good defense, but I think a lot of this is going to ride on Justin Fields. So we want to see Justin Fields go out there, get off to a good start in training camp, get some rapport with these receivers like Garrett Wilson, who got a bag, cha-ching. You know what I'm saying? So I got to get my drop in here. Way to go, young man. Get paid, get paid. But yeah, shout out to Garrett Wilson, man. I mean, Justin Fields and the Jets. I think it's an uphill battle for him, though. You know, in the AFC is tough. It's gonna be tough, and I don't think you win in the division over Buffalo. So your path to the playoffs is going to be that wild card. And you got teams, the Bengals, Steelers, what's the team? Chargers, the Broncos. You know, somebody's got to win the AFC South. So it's going to be a tough path. You know, they got Miami in their division. You know, we'll see what goes on with Miami, but I kind of think they're on the same level a little bit. But what's your thoughts, man, as we go into training camp here with the Jets? And is there anything you seeing out there today, Coach, that you noticed for the Jets?
Just looking at a quick article on CBS Sports. You know, they're talking about Braylon Allen playing a larger role. And it makes sense. You know, you want to rely on the run game along with your defense, you know, to be able to be fundamentally sound in your development. You know, you have a new coaching staff, so he's a defensive-minded coach. He's been he was drafted into this organization. He knows the New York Jets. He's the perfect man. So it makes sense that, you know, you would want to go that route. He was part of a prolific offense, part of an organization that had a prolific offense. So he's seen what to do to build up a top-level offense. So you have a mobile quarterback who's probably more dynamic in the run game. But yes, you do have a up-and-coming, soon-to-be elite wide receiver if he continues to develop, and a former teammate in college of Justin Fields in Wilson. So you can build this team the right way. And one of the biggest things about the Jets, all jokes aside, I mean, years past, it's been made a mockery of the Jets. They've been a laughing stock. Everything has been quiet. It's been quiet with the Jets. You don't hear the drama. You don't hear anything. You just hear the basic generalities. And that's what you need to do in terms of that's what Aaron Glenn is doing. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on them through the years, not just this season, the years. Because right now with their defense, if they can continue to improve and they control the narrative with that run game, playing a game, teams like Miami with the ability to have an explosive offense, the Buffalo Bills in your division, even New England, if their quarterback can take the next step offensively, you want to control the ball with your run game, and having that two-headed running game, three-headed if you want to put Justin Fields into the equation.
Yeah,
you have some good tight ends. What's up, Ghost? Like I said, and if the defense can give the offense a short field, create takeaways, create havoc, their turnaround might not take too long, though, in the long run. So that's what I see with the Jets.
Yeah. What's good, fellas, man? I see y'all in the chat. Peace, Ghost, Nimar, Man Cave, salute, man. Shout out to the ABSN members, man. Shout out to the chat members, man. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit that like button on your way in and share the video out on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on wherever you happen to, partake in social media activities. But anyway, all right, let's get to Big Blue, man. Let's get to the Giants. Let's get to the Giants, man. We can talk about the Giants.
That actually is not for the team. I'm going to be honest with you. That's for the fan base. I'm sorry, man.
It has been an interesting off season for the New York Giants. Like I said, be on the lookout for the preview on the way on the Aboriginal Sports Network. Russell Wilson, man. Russell Wilson. He let the height out there today. He let the Russ. Oh, look at Russ. Russ. Russ looking the height out there. You know what I'm saying? So, Giants got some good vibes. They're excited about some of their rookies. Abdul Carter. What's my man's name? Scatbo. You know what I mean? And of course, the quarterback, Mr. Jackson Dart. Mr. Jackson Dart didn't get off to such a great start. In training camp, man, to a pick 6 today. But again, man, this right here for the Giants this season, it's going to be tough, but they got to win some games. And people talking about Jackson Dart starting from the jump. You want this? You see what I'm saying? These kids ain't ready when they come into the NFL. These kids are not ready as soon as they come into the NFL. It takes time, folks. You cannot throw this dude out there day one. Stop talking like that. Y'all want to ruin this kid like you did Daniel Jones? Keep it 100. That's what happened. Daniel Jones got put out there. He ain't look good. He looked good, but guess what? They ain't win no games. Remember what I said in the beginning. The Giants got to win games. They didn't win no games. Sherman got fired. New start, new system, changed the quarterback. Guess what happened? Decline in play. Decline in production. Now y'all wanted them out. Then y'all wanted them out of here. Piled on the kid the whole time. Y'all want to rinse and repeat this again. This kid needs to sit. Shout out to my producer Pat in the background, man, for the video. Y'all see it. He ain't ready. I know it's training camp. I know it's just one pass. I understand all that. But that's why you got Russell Wilson. Let him go out there and get beat up on by Philadelphia and Washington and all these other teams you got to face this year. The dang on, they got to play the Chiefs, the Broncos, all types of rough, rugged defenses. He needs time to sit and learn. Because guess what? If you got Russell Wilson out there, and even if you're winning games, that's great. But even if you're not winning games, it still gives you a little bit of time to get him ready. But y'all want him out there day one. Oh, I'm out there. He needs to start right away. No, you don't. No, he don't. What's your thoughts, Coach? And then we're gonna get into something. We're gonna get into a video here in a second, man. Got a star today out of training camp, man. But what's your thoughts on what I said, man, about the Giants and Russ? Because a lot of noise, man, coming out of camp. That's all I keep hearing. You know, when I'm talking to Giants fans, you know, and I'm seeing it on the media. And Jackson Dart got to start. And they signed Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. And everybody was like, yay, you know, we finally got a good quarterback room. But they want to throw all them quarterbacks away all of a sudden and throw out the rookie. Make it make sense to me. A lot of things Giants fans don't make no sense. But see if you can make this one make sense to me, Coach. I don't get it.
Giants fan base. Some of you, not everyone, some of you are sheep being led to slaughter by the media. They love making fun of the Giants and where they are right now and where they've been the past few years. And you guys are not thinking. You can say it's old school, this is a new day and age, you don't do that, blah, 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 blah. Spare me the effing BS. You have two veteran quarterbacks. You want to talk about their talent and all this and that, whatever the case may be. You have two veteran quarterbacks that can teach your quarterback of the future, number one, how to prepare to be a quarterback in the NFL. How to compete, make him earn the position.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't giving you jack. You're talking to a competitor. I'm telling you as a competitor, I don't want anything handed to me. I want to earn it. Because then I can look at myself in the mirror that much better. You have two veteran quarterbacks that can help this young man grow. Start out the season. First of all, what's to say we don't start out and we're productive, we're competing, and we're in position that most of us, some of us, haven't been expecting. All of a sudden, you're going to want to throw a rookie out there to flush it down the toilet? No, that's not logical. Let the young man sit, take his notes, see what's going on. When the veterans come to the sideline, you ask your questions. Why this? Why that? What did you see? Then you go and you look at the film. You show them on film what they're seeing, why they did this, why they did that. You put a young quarterback out there right now, the possibility is you're going to make him gun shy. The great David Carr, when he was with the Houston Texans, everyone talked about how great he was as the number one overall draft pick, and they put that boy over the rails, and they whooped his butt, and they whooped the confidence out of him. That he was nothing more than a backup quarterback. You have veterans that are here. Let him learn. Let him compete. Now, if he beats them out during training camp, hey, I'm gonna say, hey, he beat them out. If there's nothing anybody can say, he beat them out fair and square, then you roll with the rookie. But I don't see that happening right now. And he threw an interception in practice. We talking about practice. That's where I want him to throw those damn interceptions. To be brutally honest, that's where I want the mistakes to happen, not during the course of a game. And ladies and gentlemen, this was situational football that they were going through. This was red zone. It's not like, oh, they went down the field and got into the red zone and he threw a pick six. He set them up in the red zone because that's trying to put in the mindset of the whole offense of trying to score, of executing. This is what we want to do in the red zone. These are the plays we want to run. This is how we want to attack the defense. Boom, 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 boom. And you start now and you keep it going. So come game situation, when you do move down the field and you get into the red zone, we know what to do. The coach can even say to the quarterback, what play do you want to run? Because sometimes that's what we coaches will do. We want to see what you're thinking. We want to see if you've been listening to what we've been talking to you and coaching you up about out there on the football field. Or you may see something that we may be missing as coaches, because we do miss some things sometimes because we're on the sideline. Sometimes we can't always see everything. And you could say, hey, coach, this DB, he's showing here, but his footwork and what he's doing is hedging here. And that's why I'm doing A, B, C, D. Yeah, everybody needs a and it's day one. It's day one.
Right.
I can tell you one thing. If you go out on a date, you're not right off the bat going on willy-nilly. Sometimes you got to play it smooth. You got to play it cool. Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? What you going to do? Go out on a date, sitting at the table, unzip your pants and whip your Johnson out? No. Sit back, relax. And let's see how things play out, man. So that's it, man. You got it. Go ahead, man. Giants fan. Giants fans. Sometimes I'm just like, I can't believe I'm part of this, man. With some of y'all, man. The first day, all right, he threw a pick six. All right, coach, Dable. And I'm hard on Dable. Dave's, let's go out there. Let's get him in together and let's hold him in. Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, pull him to the side. Boom, 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 boom. Even the DBs. Hey, this is why we did. This is how we knew. This is. We're teammates. We don't want you to do this during the course of the game. And then Jackson Dart, you take your notes. You go back to, because your practice is filmed, which many fans don't realize, or some fans don't realize. Now I'm not gonna say many. Some fans don't realize practice is filmed. So now you can go back and you can look at the film and take your notes and then you can go home and you can study. So,
man, K, who does the O-line guy? Back. Gotta look off the receiver, can't lock in on the receiver in the NFL. Hey, that's what's going to happen in the beginning of his career. He's going to lock in on receivers because it's going to his mental processing. It's going to take time to slow down. The game is going to take time to slow down. That happens with experience. The best situation you can have is to be actually winning some games where you can put him in maybe some games toward the end of the season or some late games that ain't meaningful to you because you done already been locked up a playoff spot. Or maybe you get out of the playoffs completely by the end of the season and then you put him out there and see what he got. But at game one, come on, man. What we doing here? But Malik Neighbors, they do got Malik Neighbors, and Malik Neighbors is that dude. Malik Neighbors is that dude, and Pat, Day Shift Sports. Shout out to Big Pat doing Day Shift Sports. I myself will be doing After Hours Sports on the Aboriginal Sports Network. These are our solo podcasts, and we will be premiering them on the network during different times throughout the day. Of course, Pat got the day shift as in the title, and this was the video he put out today on one Mr. Malik Neighbors. Let's hit it.
Yo, this is Day Shift Sports, man. And we're going to be talking about Malik Neighbors and Giants training camp day one. And he went off today, man. He went off today. Neighbors went for 3 touchdowns today. 2 from all 3 by Russell Wilson in the red zone. Beat Cordell Flott, beat Deontay Banks. Like Malik Neighbors, even with the toe injury, is out there putting in work. So Malik Neighbors, man, I do believe that he's going to be, one of the better receivers in the league this year. And I think he's going to shine this year, man. I think he's going to put up major numbers with better quarterback play. He has Jackson Dart, he has Jameis Winston, he has Russell Wilson. So I do believe all 3 of those quarterbacks were better than the quarterbacks we had last year. So Malik Neighbors puts up 3 touchdowns. The route running was still crisp. The foot looks well. He went into the red zone, and he did his thing today, man. Day Shift Sports, we out here, at work. Look at the traffic, trucks everywhere, truck drivers over there, everything, man. But you gonna get this this work here on the Aboriginal Sports Network, man. Shout out to all the Giants content creators that was snubbed for the Giants content creator training camp sessions, man. There's a lot of content creators that deserve a shot. Not just myself, Big Pat Sports Talk. That's why I kind of fell back on the Giants content. Might ramp it back up this season. I don't know, but you got Dash, Big Dash Knows. You got TP Way the Giant, Ghost Dog, the Entertainer, Bad Dog, Giants Nation, Bobby Skinner. Now he's no longer with Talking Giants, but you had a lot of content creators that they could have went out there and they got a bunch of content creators that we don't even know. So I mean, it is what it is. But Malik Neighbors, man, went ham today. 3 touchdowns. Do you understand the magnitude of that, man? 3 touchdowns going against our DBs, the New York Giants DBs, and Deontay Banks, Paulson Adebo, and Cordell Fly actually got the start today. So they won a training camp. Malik Neighbors goes crazy. I believe he was just ranked number 67 in the top 100. So I'm gonna be following the players this season. Giving you, insight on the specific players with the New York Giants this year. As far as my New York Giants content, you can check it out on the Aboriginal Sports Network. That's where I am. 100% of the way now on the Aboriginal Sports Network. I might put a couple of things on my channel, but Aboriginal Sports Network, man, y'all go like and subscribe. Malik Neighbors goes off day one. Training camps are here, man. You're gonna get all your training camp news right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network. Day Shift Sports, man. You're gonna get a whole bunch of content, man. And we are bringing the heat, just like Louisiana is bringing the heat, man. It is hot as a mug out here, but I'm out here still working for you guys on the day shift sports, day shift at the 9 to 5. But I still got to give y'all the content for it right here on Aboriginal Sports Network. Malik Neighbors goes crazy against the New York Giants defense for 3 touchdowns today, looking absolutely fierce out there, man. So y'all go check that out. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been Day Shift Sports. Until the next day shift, you know what time it is, man. Peace.
Pardon me.
All right. Let's get back to it, man. Shout out to Pat, man. Dope video. Appreciate you for that, bro. Malik Neighbors, man. If it's one guy that could save the Giants this year, it's him. At least this offense, because that's the only thing I see that's threatening to me is Malik Neighbors. That's it, bro. I'm saying he's the best player on the New York Giants offense right now. And he is in his second season. That should tell you what this Giants roster really is about, to be honest. Shout out to Andrew Thomas, but Andrew Thomas been hurt. Some concerns about him right now. It's this guy. It is this guy. Oh, and shame on the Giants. Y'all can't give nobody on the Aboriginal Sports Network an invite? How long Big Pat been doing this? How long me and you been doing this, Coach? TP, Rob Zero. How long he been at it? Ghost Dog is new, but he is fire. Can't none of us get a shout out? That's why I don't fuck with y'all. Go ahead, coach, man. What's your thoughts on? I seen you shaking your head. What's your thoughts on-
Malik Neighbors is not the best player on this team, on this offense. Sorry, he's not. Not to
Who was
me.
that?
Not to me.
Who was
Outside of the sexy fatties, if you know me, I'm a homer when it comes to the line, man.
I said
But
Andrew Thomas. I
no,
mean,
no,
but
no, it's not even
Andrew
Andrew. It's
Thomas
not even.
is he some
No, I
decent.
get it. I'm joking when it comes to that, but to me, the best player eventually is gonna be Scatbo. I'm gonna be brutally honest. It's gonna be
That's
Scatbo.
unpopular. Okay, it's gonna be Scatbo. Okay, then talk to me.
I mean, his ability to run in between the tackles, get to the outside. He's not a burner. Okay, I get that. But he's going to be physical. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. They're going to develop his blitz pickup, and I'm telling you, he's going to get that. And because he loves to be physical. Now, I'm not saying Malik Neighbors isn't athletic and dynamic. Okay, he has that skill. He does. But the best player for me is going to be Cam Scatbo. It's going to be Cam Scatbo because he's going to bring you all facets of what a running back is supposed to do in terms of play, but he's also going to bring you the mental toughness, the drive. He's going to inspire this team. To me, that's where I look at the best player. Now, if you're just talking about talent alone, all right. Yeah, okay. Malik Neighbors, dynamic, athletic, all that good stuff. But Scabo can make one-handed catches. He can make some great catches. You can even line him up on the outside, and he can run patterns. And he runs good, crisp patterns. He's just not fast. But I'm putting in his running game, his way to read the defense and how to cut off of the runs. Off of the blocks in the run game. And once he gets his blitz pick up, that for me is the best player on the offense.
So Cam Scatbo, who shout out to Ghost Dog, who's not even the lead back at his own position on the Giants, is the best player on the team.
That's an offense. Offense.
I mean offense. I mean my bad. Yeah, offense.
For me, yes, because of everything that he can bring to the table. Now it has to.
You got to see him do it though. Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Now, if you're talking about already doing it, then all right, fine. I can't put any rookies into the equation. None of them.
But so you saying talent-wise, he's the best?
Talent-wise, what he brings to the table in the run game, in the blitz pickup.
And I like Scatbo. Remember, I argued for Scatbo. You know what I mean? Like I predicted they was going to draft him.
Look, most fans will go with Neighbors and with you, and I understand that. But Neighbors also cannot. He needs the ball thrown to him. At least with Scatbo, if you give him the football in the handoff, he can do so many different things. Plus, he can go line up outside as a wide receiver. Plus, and I keep stressing this. Blitz pickup is an important aspect on offense. If we're sometimes that running back is going to be able to have to read the blitz coming and not go out and pick up the blitz so the quarterback can get the ball downfield. And that right there is it. Fans don't look at it and don't put it into the equation. You're talking to a coach. This is why I'm saying this. Go back and watch all his games at Arizona State. Every last game. Watch how that team was inspired by that man. The team, the defense, the special teams, as well as the offense. That to me, that's a special talent right there in itself. It's not just running patterns, making the catches downfield, mossing the defensive back and all that, flossing for the fans, whatever, while y'all are screaming. Sometimes it's the little simple shit that the average fan don't even pay attention to. But as a coach, I watch that. How does he plant his foot to set up a cut? Is he reading the linebacker, the flow with the offensive line, picking up the defensive line? Is he reading the linebackers in their flow? So now he can cut off of that because he knows on the backside, if they overflow and over pursue, there's a nice little alley as long as the backside cuts it off. So,
yeah, man. We might have to say this one for debate because, yeah, I don't agree with that. I'm taking Neighbors, but let's touch on the rest of the teams here real quick. I'm gonna go rapidly because we want to get into
rapid fire.
Rapid fire, yeah. We gotta have to come up with a little.
No, you can't use the weapons on YouTube.
Yeah, right.
You'll get straight. Take it off quick.
Yeah. Sorry, we don't we don't do that over here. No violence, non-violence. But Nets still haven't signed Cam Thomas. I don't know. I mean, they seem to just be dragging it out for some reason. I don't know. I mean, I imagine he's gonna be back on the team, but there's a couple cats in that situation, that restricted free agent situation. Jonathan Kuminga, Chicago's Josh Giddey, and Philly's Quentin Grimes. And I guess it's just one of those things where like, you ain't going nowhere, so we ain't gonna be in a rush to pay you, so while we do some other things or figure some things out, because they still got I think it's 24 million available on the cap. So, but Cam Thomas is going to be a part of this team. But what's your thoughts, man, on how the Nets are handling the Cam Thomas situation?
You're the resident Nets aficionado here on this show. So, and I want to ask you, and I'm not being funny, I'm being serious. Does he have an attitude problem?
I don't think so. I just think he's a different dude. Like, if you go back and you watch his the Nets, they did like one of those deep dives where they went back to his hometown or whatever, and he was doing like some interviews. It was a like a little mini doc. I mean, he's a good kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a good kid. He really is.
I asked that because, like I said, I don't know the kid. I've just seen his talent, but I've wondered, and I heard two people outside of this circle who have questioned, his attitude. So, and I just didn't know. And I was wondering, is that also why? Because they don't want to bring her around the other rookies? So again, I don't know. I'm going to take your word that, he's a good kid, and, I know he's a good scorer. He needs to work on, his defense and things of that nature. But, but as far as points production, which you definitely need in the NBA, especially when you're rebranding and rebuilding a team, you're going to definitely need that, in the long run. So, but as far as the business side of it, again, I don't know. I don't know what he's asking and what the Nets, it's obvious the Nets have a number, because if he agreed to it, then he would have been signed by now. So,
yeah,
he has a number, they have a number, And the tricky part is just trying to find that middle ground where you both are comfortable, because you're both going to have to give up something in the long run. So, as far as the overall how they're handling it, to me, I'm just looking at it as a business process. So like you said, they have $20-some million to spend. So, how many players do you have on the roster right now without him?
Man, they got a lot of players on the roster. Yeah, because they bought in all those rookies. You know what I'm saying? So, I would have to look it up, man. But I think the situation with Cam Thomas is I want the Nets to have camaraderie. Like, you building a team, you need to have chemistry. So if you want the kid on the team, sign him, bring him into camp. Let's get going. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like.
But at what cost, though? The thing is, like you're saying, bring him in, but at what cost? Because again, like I said, they probably have a number. He has a number. So you can't just say bring him in. Like, if he's saying, "Oh, I want $50 million," are you as a Nets fan going to pay him $50 million?
No, I don't think it's that. I know.
I'm just using that as an example.
And even if he does, I mean, look, you have to use this cap room.
Yeah, there's a floor.
You know what I'm saying?
Know that. Yes,
yeah, you gotta use it. So right now he's he's at 4 million, but in the article that I read, it said it's a $12.5 million cap hold for Cam Thomas right now.
24 points a game. Yeah, I can understand him wanting more money off of that, though.
Yeah. So again, man, like you need the scoring, or he's going to be a major key to your team, because you need the scoring. You can't depend on a rookie to do the heavy lifting. As far as scoring is going on your team. You don't really have no established scorers like that. So
I can understand him wanting more, like I said. So
yeah.
And you said it's 24, so you know what? Give him 20. Unless the 24 is you have to spend all that.
I don't know what the expectation is for Cam. Like, I don't know what he's asking for. We would have to get Leaf or tap in with Big Fan Breezy on his channel. They go over that stuff, but I don't know what he's asking for. But I do know the Nets need to pay him, because you really don't have no options.
12.5. I have to agree with you there. 12.5, 24 points a game.
Yeah, Leaf. What is Cam Thomas asking for? Can you tell us what he's asking for? Because I don't know what the holdup is. But the Knicks, man. Are you happy with the Knicks offseason, coach?
He's asking for $30 million allegedly.
$30 million. Yeah, that's a good little bit.
Yeah, exactly. That's where contract negotiations come into play, man. You have a $12.5 million right there. You're asking almost 2.5 times what the hold is, bro. That's a lot.
Hey,
that's why I
said defense for that Cam. Just saying, bro.
30 mil, man. That's gonna put a lot of pressure on.
We did a couple more assists. But the defense, he's worked on his game though. But again, he I don't know,
You
man.
want to say you start him at say like 20, 22 and work your way up to that? That's a different story. But again, I
Maybe
mean,
they meet in the middle somewhere.
that's
You
why
know?
that's why I
Yeah.
said they have a
Mm-hmm.
number. He has a number.
Mm-hmm.
Meet somewhere in the
But
middle.
they gotta sign him. I mean, they
No,
don't
that's
have a
fair.
choice.
That's fair. Like you said,
30,
24
30
points.
is a little bit.
24 points a game, though. That's pushing up toward some of the top scorers in the league.
Mm,
I say scorers, not
mm.
players. So, as far as your question about the Knicks, am I
Yeah,
happy?
let's get into the Knicks real quick.
Happy in what? In terms of the players or the organization as a whole?
Yeah, what they did this off season. Like, are you
I'm
do you
fine.
feel
I'm fine.
confident going into to
I'm-
the season with the current roster? 'Cause
well,
I don't. Do you see them making any more moves? I don't. I
No.
don't know what they're
No,
going.
no. As far as making any more moves, no. Little moves here or there, yeah, you're going to see something there. But they also have some young talent that showed that what they can do in the summer league. So they could fill out the back end that can, as long as you develop them, Diawara, 6'9", 6'10", French guy can show he can handle. He has some scoring ability. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. He gave me some similarities of a young Pascal Siakam. Same type of build, same left-handed, right-handed, facilitation. So yeah, there's something there. Kolek still is a work in progress. He's up and down, but he showed that he has some things there. So Paco, Diati, you even have the kid that they signed from what was it? He played in the G League. So they have some young talent that can be developed. So they don't have a need to run out there and get a superstar like people want them to go do. I'm not subscribing to that. What you have right now, and you even said it to me. You're like, Coach, you went to the Eastern Conference Finals. So it's like, all right, now I did argue about Tibbs is not a championship caliber coach. Some going to argue Mike Brown is not, whatever the case may be. That's to be seen. But he's made coach of the year as an offensive coach and as a defensive coach. So now, is he going to have to step up and do some things? Yes, but his offense. Shout out to Cave, who did an excellent job in showing the offense that he's going to bring, the up tempo, the Princeton type of offense, everything else that he's going to bring to the table. He's going to play a lot more up tempo. So he's also going to take the ball out of Brunson's hands sometimes. So Brunson can play off ball. So it's like, okay, you're not using and abusing him. He's going to use his depth. You did bring other guys in here, so okay, we have some talent. So I'm happy. I'm fine with what they did. I'm not ecstatic. I'm happy with what they did. It's cool, especially with the money. I mean, you're top heavy in terms of money with certain guys. So, but in the long run, I'm fine. You have young talent that you can develop. You can still compete. And right now the way the East is quote unquote constructed, and there's the possibility we can, make a long run. We'll see. So
yeah. I look, man. Knicks, like I said, it's all on. As we've called him bullet head. They call it bullet head, man. Bruh. This team, it's all on the coach. Again, when you make a change, just like I said about the Jets, you make like one change, I mean, you saying that you identified that is your main problem. So it's a lot of pressure.
But Alan Hahn said it best, though. Remember, the players are the one that spoke to the owner and gave their opinions, and they made the change with the coach. So it's also on the play. And he said it. Look, we changed the coach. Everything is on. It's on everyone. It's on the head coach. It's on Brunson. It's on Towns. It's on Bridges. It's on OG. It's on the players too. I'm not absolving anybody. It's on everyone. Mike Brown can, as long as he makes the fairly decent calls, he probably, because it's his first year, he'll get a little not a lot, but he'll get a little pass as you go along. But Brunson has been here for a while. This is going into Towns' second year, Bridges' second year. OG has been here for a little bit. Josh Hart fellas, you guys are going to have to step up now. You're going to have to lead. Now, you're going to have to take what he's saying and put it into practical application. So it's on the players, too. So anybody who says it's all on Mike Brown, I'm sorry, I disagree with you. It's on the players, too.
It's not all on Mike Brown, but it's a lot of pressure on Mike Brown.
Yes, fair. That's fair.
Because, again, that's the change that they made. Now, as far as the players, they do have to play. No excuses, but you are going into a whole new system with a whole new coach. And you got to learn the system and what he wants from you on the court. So again, there's going to be change and there's going to be some learning that's going to be going on with the Knicks, Knicks fans, don't panic if you see this team come out and struggle a little bit in the beginning of the season, because I could definitely see that, because it's going to take time for them to really get down with Mike.
The question is, you can't go 1-15 to start. Then it's like,
you can't get in a hole.
Yeah,
but you will see some struggling. You know what I'm saying?
If you're like 500 or a couple of games over 500, I'm like, all right, just give this some time. The first 20 games is where you want to see how they're grasping things. Then you want to start going into the second phase from there. So,
yeah, absolutely, man. But with the Rangers, but not really much going on in hockey. So when I give you a hockey update is when I see like some major news come through. But I haven't really seen a lot going on. I think we touched on the draft last episode. So at this time, we will get into our culture segment, and this segment we just going to get into the New York City scene, man. We're gonna get into the New York City scene and just want to talk like culture, little laid back, take a little bit of a just a little bit of a break from sports, and then we're gonna come back to sports with Coach's Corner after this. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into NYC culture. Let's get it, man.
before we do this, though, before we really get into this, one thing I want to say, because it's kind of, it touches New York, it touches culture.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yeah,
And
man.
you
Yeah.
brought so much to New York City, you know, in terms of the Cosby Show and what you did, and so many different Malcolm and Eddie, you know, all the shows, the TV movies that you did, spoken words, you know, that you were into and you were doing, and you know, I'm a little bit older than him, but it was just like I grew up right there with him, man, and it was just so shocking when you heard about his passing. But it's like, yo, he's a part of this culture. He's a part of this city, man. I mean, what a lot of people don't, or some people might not know, he was born in Jersey City, New Jersey. So
Mm-hmm.
he's a part of what we have here. So, and you know, again, the Cosby Show, whatever you want to say, you know, about the political, I'm not talking about that, but the show, it just shows you so much, you know, not only about young black kids, but black families and what he did, and you know, the different shows, you know, you name it, he was on there, and you know, I mean, and then um the different people, and I believe he also was dating Michelle Thomas. God rest her God rest her soul. You know, from Family Matters. It was just like, yo, man, you know, and I'm hearing more that you know it was a drowning, but he was also out there with his daughter. So it's just like, wow, man, that's even more devastating, you know, that your child have to see your parent go out like that. So again, rest in peace to him. Thank you for so many great memories, man. I really appreciate everything that he's ever done for our community and our culture. So that's all I have to say, bro.
Yeah, man. Well said, Coach. Yeah, man. That's sad, man. That's sad, man. I I get tired of hearing about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I see it all the time. Um, and it's sad, man. It's sad to
Mhm.
see our you know, it's kind of like your childhood, you know, like
Mhm.
me in a sense, you know what I'm saying? I'm younger than you, and it's like you grow up watching these
Mhm.
people, you know, and seeing pass one by one after the other, and it's just like, dang, you know, who's next type
Mhm.
thing, and you know, you just have to, give my condolences to his family, and friends and loved ones, and I hope they can get through these tough times, but as like you said, it's all part of culture, man. Like I said, you when you grow up, you know watching some of these people, people act, and singers and
Mhm.
entertainers, because in a sense, that's kind of what we do a little bit. We're
Mhm.
we're 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 in media. You know what I'm saying? This is
Mhm.
a show for entertainment. They're just doing it on a higher level, and so you do not like to see this. You do not like to hear these type of things, especially how it happens. Something
Mhm.
that you feel like definitely could have been avoidable. But I mean, again, man, it's sad, yeah, and to
And Ozzy Osbourne, yeah.
Osborne as well. R.I.P. Ozzy. But let's get into let's
Mhm.
get into it, man. Let's fire it up here. So um, we're gonna do we're gonna be doing top 5 venues to see an event in New York City. Now,
Y'all make sure
this
y'all
is
put y'all's in the chat too.
this
Give
is
us your
this is
top five.
just this is just coach's list, my list. Again, NYC, we do Heart of the City. I include Jersey as well.
Mhm.
in this whole thing. So again, and like I said, these are my experiences. Don't judge me. Don't judge Coach. We gonna get into it though, man. Let's fire it up, man. Starting with coaches. Coming in at number 5. Coach, what you got?
Well, the Barclays Center. I mean, it's a new center, it's a new venue, but it continues to elevate itself from the time it first opened up right there in Brooklyn. I mean, it's right in the epic center of Brooklyn, and it's right there on Atlantic and Flatbush, and easy access, and it's beautiful inside, and they continue to build around the area too, to focus on that. You have professional sports there, but it's not only about the professional sports. You can see concerts there and so on and so forth. So to me, and look, Brooklyn has a place in my heart because my grandmother lived in Brooklyn since 1952, 53. So she was in Brooklyn for the vast majority of her life, coming up from the island, and I knew all about Brooklyn, man. It's really there, touched my heart. So it's just like the Barclays, yeah, definitely feel it's one of the places for me. So there you go, it's the Barclays.
Number 5, the Barclays. All right. We're gonna get into my list, so we're gonna discuss it after we get into finish the list out. So let's get into number 4. Number 4. Coach has number 4, man. Hit it, producer. Appreciate it.
Look, man, Madison Square Garden. I mean, I'm not even talking about the Knicks. I can go all the way back to thinking about big time boxing matches that were there. Concerts. I mean, back in the days, everybody was doing concerts there. The Madison Square Garden, another one for New York. It's right on top of Penn Station, so it's easy access to get to from pretty much everywhere in New York, even Jersey. Coming from Jersey, just used to jump on the train, go right into Penn Station, go right upstairs. And then, sometimes you don't even realize it. They got some great shopping spots down underneath, so it's like,
yeah, they do.
It's beautiful, and it's easy access also to get to the subways and the Long Island Railroad, so you can get, and then here's another kicker. You also got Amtrak right there. So you know what?
Yeah.
You can get not just into New York, but you can go up to the East Coast. You want to go up to Boston from Amtrak? You can go down all the way down to Florida, down to Miami, straight from the Amtrak. So there you go. So that's
all right.
Number 4 for me.
Number 4. I ain't got no arguments with you so far. All right. Let's go on with number 3. We'll go on with number 3. Coach has top 5 venues to see an event in NYC Paradise Theater.
Paradise Theater. Bronx, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Man, back in the days, man, all the top entertainers used to go there to perform, man. And I'm talking about going back, 30s, 40s, 50s? You name it. They was there. The Paradise was where you wanted to go to really see some of the top performers across the country or even in New York City. So it's like, yeah, man, you go into the Paradise, and then after you come out, you go around the corner somewhere and get you something to eat, whatever the case may be. Yo, the Paradise was definitely in. And I saw the OJs there one time. So it was
shit, the OJs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So boom, there you go. The Paradise. Love the Paradise.
All right, man. Number 3, the Paradise Theater. All right. Let's get into number 2. Get to number 2, man. How did it feel? Okay.
It's a new one. I
Explain.
mean, it's a new stadium, and everything about it, the views that I've heard, I, everybody that I know that has gone there has said the same thing, and they all say the same thing. It's better than Yankee Stadium, and I've been to the new Yankee Stadium, so everyone, even Yankee fans that has gone there, have said, "Yeah, it's better. It's better." So it's like, really, City Field? And I did some research, and I'm just like, okay, nice little stadium. Good atmosphere. When the Mets are winning, so it's rocking. So there you go, City Field.
Okay.
Go ahead, kid.
And
Go ahead.
the number one Radio City Music Hall.
Radio City is just for pure entertainment.
Yes.
I mean, everything has always been there. I mean, you've had the Grammys there, award shows, concert. I mean, you name it, top performers have always been there. I mean, and people kill it. I mean, tickets are costly sometimes, but I mean, you've had some great entertainers start out their careers and end up there, performing. It's like, yeah, man. People across the country come fly in just to go to Radio City Music Hall, man, to see a show. So, yeah, that's my top 5.
Coach Ed's top 5 venues to see an event in NYC. I don't know about City Field, Coach. I don't know about City Field.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't have any arguments with your list. Let's get into mine.
Yes, let's go.
NYG Double Deuces top 5 events. Oh, where we at?
You still in Radio City still.
Oh. There we go. NYG's top 5 venues to see an event in NYC. All right. I thought about this a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I waffled a little bit on this list. But I'm just going to go by my experiences and what I know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's get into it. Starting with number 5. MetLife Stadium. MetLife Stadium.
Explain, please.
Listen. Every time I've been to MetLife, I haven't had a bad experience. Now, MetLife, the stadium, but the parking lot, yeah. They've had some concerts. They had Summer Jam in there. They've had some. There've been some things going on at MetLife. Do not sleep on MetLife Stadium, folks. The teams suck that play there, but there's some dope events going on at MetLife. They've had some dope concerts there. Since they built, they had a Super Bowl. Come on now. One of the few outdoor, Northeast outdoor stadiums to have host a Super Bowl, cold stadiums as they call them. So, I'm gonna show some love here to MetLife Stadium, man. Shout out to MetLife Stadium. Just make sure you got strong Wi-Fi when you go up in that joint, cause be hard to make phone calls sometimes in that joint. You can't do nothing. I don't know what kind of Wi-Fi they come. But other than that, again, I've had a good time at MetLife Stadium. So it is coming in at number 5. At number 4, Yankee Stadium. Yeah, I don't talk about no City Field. Yankee Stadium is it. Don't they play a football game at Yankee Stadium? They do. They do a lot of things at Yankee Stadium. And guess what? Guess what else? The Yankees play there. Ding, ding, ding. One of the biggest franchises in sports. The biggest draws in sports. It ain't the Mets. It's the Yankees. It is the New York Yankees, Bronx Bombers. Yeah, I know. I get on them. But we talking about the stadium. Look at this joint. Shout out to the producer for the vid. Check it out. Yankee Stadium, baby. Yankee Stadium. Not City Field. Yankee Stadium. I'm going to Yankee Stadium over City Field. It's coming in at number 4. If the baseball team was better, it might be a little higher on my list. You know what I'm saying? But all jokes aside, man, they do a lot at Yankee Stadium. It is a dope place to visit. Number 3. Coming in at number 3 is the Barclays Center. Yes. Coach, you hit it. Coach, you hit it. You know, this is a new stadium in Brooklyn, but they bring a lot there. You got the Nets, you got the Liberty, you got concerts, you got the NBA draft. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't a bad seat in that building, I promise you. Because I was way up there. I was way up there. But no, it's in Brooklyn. It's in a good area, man. Downtown Brooklyn, man. So they found the perfect spot for it, man. And it's beautiful inside, man. It really is. You know, again, if these teams was better, you know, you might feel a little bit better about some of these stadiums. But all jokes aside, they do a lot at the Barclays too. You got 2 teams playing there. The Liberty, WNBA champions. So shout out to the New York Liberty. That is their home, the Barclays Center. You know, that is number 3. You know, coming in at number 2. Yeah, we're going a different route here. Broadway. Yes, Broadway, folks. Broadway. There's so many shows on Broadway. We talking musicals. We talking plays. You know, one of the biggest places to go visit in the world. One of the biggest. You talking about culture? And you can't mention Broadway? What? What are you doing here? Plays, musicals, all kinds of stuff going on, man. It is a scene of scenes, man. And there's so many different theaters there. I couldn't list one over the other, you know. I think, but again, visit Broadway if you want to go see an event, because there's a lot of events to go see there. You know, like I said, plays, musicals, shows, movies, you know, you name it. But shout out to Broadway. Broadway coming in at number 2. And yes, you can go there and get your Frank from the stand there on the corner, you know, if you're hungry before you're going to see your show. And number 1 is, yes, I'm right there with you, Coach. Radio City Music Hall is the number 1. We see eye to eye on this. It is the number 1 spot to go to see an event. Remember, we're talking about events, not sports. It's the culture segment. We're talking about events. Yeah, because concerts, musicals, everything you could think of, any type of big show. Like you said, they had Grammys,
Mm-hmm.
late
The
night
NFL
shows.
NFL draft was also there for
The
years
NFL
too.
draft
What
was
about
there
that?
for a few
Yeah.
years. Yes, it
Mm-hmm.
was. And now it's at the Barclays Center. That's why
Mm-hmm.
Barclays is number 3 and Radio City Music Hall is number 1. But
Mm-hmm.
I think the Barclays could get there one day if they keep it around. But right now, it's Radio City Music Hall. And I'm going to always put Broadway in my top 5 because you cannot leave that out of any type of cultural segment because that is the premier place to go see a play, musical, or anything like that.
I'm going to say something. All right. Based off of what you did with Broadway, if that was the case, the way you presented it, and you want to argue with City Field from me, then if I'm going to replace it, then it has to be Rockefeller Center. I mean, the Christmas tree lighting in itself.
I thought about Rockefeller Center too. Okay, let's get into some honorable mentions. I thought about Rockefeller Center, of course, Madison Square Garden. For me, you had it on your list. I'm
gonna give you one that you probably not even gonna think about.
Apollo Theater. It's old, but that's cool. It's a cultural thing, yeah.
Prudential Center right here in Newark, in New Jersey.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a new one, and you got Seton Hall who plays there. The Devils play there. So it's like okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like okay, but yeah, Rockefeller Center. It's just like all right. You might say, well, you don't see a show there. Yes, you do. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Lighting is a show in itself, man.
Mm-hmm.
People line up, and then you got the ice skating that goes on there. So, What's up, Drew? Thanks for tapping in, bro.
What's good, Drew? Salute.
So it's like, I mean, you look at this right here, just sitting there, just the ambience alone. I mean, people fly in just to go there. They make their vacation by coming here into the city and then going there and just hanging out. So yeah, I mean, I still think Citi Field. I'm taking City over Yankee Stadium. Now here's the thing. Old Yankee Stadium, then I would take Citi Field out. I'm going to be honest with you. There's something about old Yankee Stadium.
I get the old Yankee Stadium too. That's where I was, like my dealings, with Yankee Stadium was with the old stadium, but I'm definitely I'm putting Yankee Stadium in there regardless.
I got you. I can respect it. I mean, your list is very good. So but. Again, and right now it's only Dog who put his list in. I wish more people would put in their list. So
yeah, Ghost Dog. I like let's show Ghost Dog's list. He's got Barclays.
Giants Stadium. He says Giants.
He said Shea Stadium, which is Citi Field.
No, Shea Stadium is not City. That's
the old Shea Stadium. That's what it used to play. It's still. They don't do anything at Shea Stadium no more, do they?
No. I think they knocked it down.
That's the point. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
that's like what we was talking about with old Yankee Stadium and the new Yankee Stadium. It's the same thing like what Ghost is saying. He put Shea Stadium there and not Citi Field. So that's interesting. The Garden, of course. I wanted to put the Garden in there. I actually took it out at the last minute. But it's definitely an honorable mention. I'm definitely the Garden is definitely
I like that Apollo
thing.
Though. As honorable mention, Apollo,
yeah, absolutely, man. And Ghost got it number 1, Yankee Stadium. I wouldn't put Yankee Stadium number 1, but it's definitely going to be in my top 5. But
the old Yankee Stadium for me, yes, I would say yes. The new one I don't know. It's something about it.
Yeah, there it is. Old Shea Stadium. See,
The old Giant Stadium, they had the 4 circle walkways on the outside.
Yeah.
That's why until they knocked it down and built MetLife, so it's just like
MetLife. like I said, my experiences there were great. You know,
I just don't
and
like,
and
like
and
the way it looks. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
like the parking. I like the parking lot scene more than anything than being inside the actual stadium. But it's not like I said, like MetLife is not, you know, like doesn't have nothing going on. They be hosting, they be having a lot of events there. You know, they be having a lot of events out in the off season outside of the Giants and the Jets. You know, so you know,
True.
but yeah, they excellent tailgates at Giant Stadium. You know,
okay,
Drew got his list. MSG, MetLife, Yankee Stadium, Barclays, and Citi Field. Okay.
I respect that.
Definitely, man. So, but
this was fun though, man. I have to admit.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. We'll come up with another list next week for next week's show. But this is the culture segment, man. Take a little bit of a break from sports. Let's talk about the city, man. This is Heart of the City, man. I am your host, NYG Double Deuce, with my co-host, Coach Ed from Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports. And we got Big Pat, the producer, on the controls. It is about that time to wrap it up, man. This was fire so far, but we got one more segment for y'all. And you know what that is. It is Coach's time. Coach's time. We got to listen to the coach. We got to get coached up. You know what I'm saying? And we got to tap in to Coach's Corner, man. Let's get it. Let's get it, man.
I appreciate you guys, you know, with this. Today's Coach's Corner. It's a little special for me, near and dear. You know, it's going to start out talking about it's touching with high school basketball, and it touches my high school, Plainfield High School in New Jersey. Plainfield High School ended up being the #1 team in the state of New Jersey. The first Group 4 team to end up #1 in the state in 25 years. So it's been a long time. And the young man that you see right there, his name is Jai Hines. He's a 6'10", 6'11", 250-pound center. He actually transferred in from North Carolina. Has family in the area, so he wanted to come. He was familiar with Plainfield, so he wanted to come back to Jersey and play basketball and help Plainfield, and he did a great job helping Plainfield make a strong run. Plainfield ended up with only 3 losses all year, but his circuit in terms of recruitment didn't go as strong, but eventually it did pick up, and the reason why he's in here is he actually committed this week to Seton Hall University, so he's going to be playing basketball in the Big East, and he's bringing good footwork, good fundamentals for the most part, a ferociousness, defense. He gets after it. He can rebound, block shots, does everything. So, and he loves to dunk. I think they said he had one of the most dunks in the state in years. So, you know, it's a pleasure to see him play. And then for him to now get recruited and going to be playing, even though he's going to be my school's arch rival, Rutgers, Seton Hall in basketball, they're arch rivals. They play for a state title, the Garden State title. So, and for bragging rights within the state. So but I'm going to be rooting hard for the young man to do well and do well in the Big East, and make a name for himself because you never know. Again, like I said, 6'10", 6'11", 250 pounds. He's a man child. Look at his build right there, and imagine when he gets in the weight room. So that's what I wanted to touch on a little bit. So good luck to him moving on into the Big Ten. So we're going to move on to the next segment, and we're going to talk about the ladies. Yeah, you know how I do. Got to talk about the Liberty. The Liberty just played yesterday. They played the Indiana Fever, and it was Jonquel Jones' first game back. She's been out for most of the season with an ankle injury, so she came back in pure fashion. First points, three-pointer for New York right off the bat. So she was a key contributor to New York. It was a little touchy-go, especially in the first half. What's her name? Kelsey Mitchell was dynamic, put up 29 points. She was a leading scorer. But New York, they had 6 players who scored at least 10 points, led by Jonquel Jones with 18 points. So, even Sabrina Ionescu, she had 3 points in the first half, but there in the fourth quarter, she scored 10 straight points and helped to put this game away. New York ended up winning this game 98-84 over Indiana. Now, Indiana was without their superstar, the mega superstar, in Caitlin Clark, but New York showed why they're a championship contender, and having Jonquel back really showed where they're going. Now, New York also signed 2 players. Stephanie Talbot, we talked about this on the Full Court Press on Tuesday. Stephanie Talbot was signed. She was cut by Golden State, and New York picked her up. She's a veteran player, a wing player. And they also signed Emma Mieseman. Mieseman is a champion. She won a championship with Washington back in 2019. She was series MVP off the bench, leading them. And this is a team that also had Elena Deladon back then. So, she's definitely someone who's going to help New York. She's prolific in Europe. She's been playing over in Europe. She was all Euro over there. She won a few championships over there, league MVP. She played for Belgium, helped them in the Olympics. I believe they ended up with the silver medal. No, they ended up with the bronze medal. I'm sorry. France ended up with the silver medal. But she's that type of a player, can play down low as well as stretch out. And she brings something to the table, and it's going to be something that's going to help New York going forward. One of the betting servants now changed because it was Minnesota who was the favorite. They actually now put New York as the favorite to repeat with these 2 signings. So, it's a great addition. So I'm looking forward to it. Now. Right now, she has some international something with her visa that has to be worked out. But when she gets here, she's going to be a great asset to New York. And Jonquel, like I said, having her back, big asset. So I'm glad to see her back, and what she brings to the table protects the paint as well as her scoring and the little things. So, but again, good win yesterday, and I'm looking forward to the second half now that we are done with the All-Star. And kudos to Sabrina and Natasha Cloud for winning the skills and the 3-point contest on Friday. They did their thing, New York sweep. So happy for that. So, but now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to college football. And I'm going to start with Syracuse. And with Syracuse, the reason why I'm talking about this is ESPN did their rankings in terms of recruiting, and Syracuse came in at number 23. Now, last year, Syracuse finished 10-3 in the ACC. So, Coach Fran Brown did a great job as a first-time head coach, and he got that program headed in the right direction. Now, some publications have said that they're going to end up, on the bottom spectrum because there's some turnaround going on, but he's doing a good job in recruiting, and the players want to go there. So for them to end up at number 23, number 6 in the ACC in terms of recruiting, along with the Miamis, the Florida States, the Clemsons, the North Carolinas. He's doing a good job bringing the talent over there to Syracuse. He has 3 top 300 recruits coming in to Syracuse. Let me double check their names. He has, where are they? I just had them. Sorry about that. I had it queued up and I changed it. Syracuse is, here we go. They have wide receiver Calvin Russell as their top offensive prospect, and defensive end Cameron Wilson, who's also one of the top players. They also have 4-star defensive end Jarris Rogers out of Florida. He's a 6'5", 220-pound, lengthy defensive end. So once they get him into the weight room, he's really going to fill out. So he has good size. And then offensive tackle Javion Cooper, 6'5", 300 pounds. So, they're bringing in some good talent, and they're replacing guys who have left, like Arambe Gadsden and Kyle McCord, to name a few from last year's team. So kudos to Coach Brown, what he's doing, and looking forward to them. I just saw that they had ACC Media Day, so next week I'm going to have a little bit of information in reference to that. So, and finally, I'm going to touch, on Rutgers. What more can I say in reference to Rutgers University? So the reason why I brought them up, they're also on this ranking list in terms of ESPN. They're ranked at 24, so they're right behind Syracuse. They also have 300 ESPN 300 commits. Their top offensive guy is wide receiver Dysere Carter, and defensively is athlete Wydek Collier, who can play any of the defensive backfield. I've even heard talk that maybe they might fill him out and he can play linebacker. They also have Elias Cope coming in into the wide receiver room, as well as Joey Kopek and Ronaldo Callaway out of Georgia. So Coach Schiano is doing a good job in terms of his recruiting. Again, this is number 24 in the country. And just to give you a little insight, like I said, it's 24 in the country, but they're 9th in the Big Ten in recruiting. Think about that. This is how strong the recruiting is for the Big Ten. Number 1 is USC. So, USC is really moving up there. Ohio State is there. Oregon is there. Michigan is there. Penn State is there. So, these are the teams Rutgers is competing with in terms of recruiting. And Rutgers has beaten out some of these schools, as well as the Alabamas, the Georgias. So Coach Schiano is doing a good job. You have the returning offensive coordinator going into his 3rd year. They have a co-defensive coordinator, Howard Siemiak, moved on as the head coach. I think he went to UMass to be the head coach there. So, but they have a co-defensive coordinator, Robbie Smith, who's been with Schiano for years, has come over. He's coached in the Big Ten. He was DC at Minnesota before. So he's bringing that aspect of familiarity to the football program. So definitely appreciate that. And then they also had Media Day this week. The Big Ten has had Media Day yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So all 18 teams are there, speaking on the talent. You also had 3 players there. Also, Athian Kalimanis, he's speaking on, his familiarity and comfort in the offensive system. He's played under it, even at Minnesota and now here at Rutgers. DJ Jabome, as far as a linebacker, he's stepping in. Last year, Mohamed Toure, who went down with a knee injury, DJ stepped in and filled out nicely. And then when Mohamed left to go to Miami, he's the number 1 guy in terms of the defense. So he's the leader on that defensive side. And they spoke highly of Coach Schiano and what he's bringing to the table, how he's bringing in terms of recruiting. And, even teams in the Big Ten have said Rutgers is not the same Rutgers anymore. It's going to be a tough out. So expectations is, roughly about 7 wins, because now this year they're playing the Oregons, the Penn States, the Ohio State, the Iowas. So the level of competition is definitely stepping up. So I'm excited to see what's happening in training camp, what they're going to do in the running game. They return four their starting offensive linemen. They just need a new left tackle, but they're loaded in the running back room. This is a staple of Shiano defense and the running game. So definitely looking forward. And then they have some tall wide receivers and some dynamic wide receivers. They even brought some in through recruiting. So, there you have it in terms of, the locals, in terms of recruiting and what we have going into the season. So I'm pretty excited, looking to bring you guys some more coverage. So that's pretty much it that I have for Coach's Corner today. So thanks for everybody for tuning in, and back to you, NYG. You're on mute. You're muted, bro. Okay.
My bad.
All right.
We back, man. But the Liberty, man, that's what I want to talk to you about. I am so glad Jonquel Jones is back. When I heard she was back, I was like, thank goodness. Big win over the Fever. They got to keep, pace here, and that was important without Jonquel Jones. Now, what is your confidence level right now with the Liberty?
Very, very confident. And, as long as we don't have any other further major injuries, and with the addition of Mieseman and Talbert, like I said, Mieseman, if you haven't seen I'm telling you, look at her, what she did in the Olympics. Do your research on her. The young lady can play. She's I think she's 31, 32 years old. So, she's a veteran. Her
name is Lisa.
Emma Mieseman. EMMA.
Emma. Oh.
Mieseman. MESSEMMA. I think it's. Let me double check it.
Yeah, I'm bad with these names, bro.
I've got the Liberty open right now. I can tell you news. Okay. Emma, MEESSEMAN. Messaman. She's been out of the league for 3 years, but again, she's been playing over internationally, and she's definitely that type of a player, man. She won in 2019. She was Finals MVP. I think she was averaging 26 points a game during the finals. Coming off the bench. So, and she was playing behind Elena Deladon. So, and we know how good Deladon was. So. She reminds me, when I see her play, of a Lauren Jackson. If you ever saw Lauren Jackson play with Seattle back in the day, from Australia, kind of the same thing, same build, about 6'4", 6'5", can step out to shoot the three, but she can put her back to the basket. She can pass. She can play defense. She doesn't have to come here to be the offensive facilitator.
Right, exactly. She can take a back seat, and just kind of play a role.
Fine with that, again. So and you can even, if you wanted to, you can put a big lineup of Jonquel, her, Stewie, as well as what's her name? Oh man, Leona Phoebus and Sabrina. You put that out there. Leona's 6'4", Stewie's 6'4", Mieseman's 6'4", 6'5", Jonquel's 6'6". Teams that were killing New York in the paint, and then you can still play defense, good sound defense for the most part. You can't just sit here and. So it's like, okay, I will like this pickup. So it does. It's going to take her some time to get comfortable, but New York roughly has about 20 or 19 more games left to play before the playoffs start. So. You give her
where they at? Where the record at right now?
I think they're number 2 in terms of the standings, and they are 16-6. So they're 3.5 behind Minnesota because Minnesota is 21-4.
Man, I'm about to say they lost 6 games and they still 3.5.
They lost 2 to Seattle, 2 to Phoenix, 1 to Atlanta, and 1 to the Fever. I know who they lost to. So and come tomorrow, they actually are hosting the Phoenix Mercury tomorrow. So they got the Mercury tomorrow. Who did they? Because they've been playing the 8 games. Yeah, they got the Fever. The Mercury tomorrow, and then on Saturday. The Mercury on Friday, and then the Spark on Saturday, before they have to go to Dallas on Monday. And then on next Wednesday, they are in Minnesota to play the Lynx. So that's going to be another big game.
That's the Lynx right now is like the Aces used to be.
Yes,
pretty much.
Yes.
They on that level right there with the Liberty. Mm-hmm. They're going to be butting heads every time they get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, man. College football right around the corner though, Coach, man.
Yep. Starting August 23rd. Probably
football.
I'm thinking more than likely I'm going to stream the first game. It's going to be Iowa State and Kansas State. I think that's at 12 noon that Saturday. I got to double check. So, I'm going to be doing a lot of college football games, streaming a lot of games. There may be a time where I'm going to go from 12 in the afternoon to 1 at night.
Damn.
I'm really trying to push myself, but I got to make sure that I can handle it. That's the first thing. So, but that's what I want to do. You know me with college football. Some of y'all might say, "Ill, Coach," but I'll take college football over the NFL any day. Any day, I'll take college.
I'm getting to that point too, to be honest with you, because the NFL is what they're doing with their product from just a business standpoint is. It's
the only thing with college right now is. The NIL, right now there's some debate with the NCAA where they're saying that, players can't sign with someone outside of the university, like they've been doing. But like here in New Jersey, the governor just signed into law that the NCAA can't penalize players in New Jersey who do sign with someone outside of the collective. So it's like, I'm trying to learn a little bit more in terms of the NIL because some of it is confusing, but it's like, bottom line is these guys need to be paid. So why is there an issue, on revenue sharing? Why are you, the NCAA, you just, trying to take all the damn money, but then again, you push too hard, you're going to see the Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC, the Big 12 might say, you know what, see ya NCAA, we're doing our own thing and we're out. So, and then what? You're going to lose a whole lot. So, but getting back to streaming the games, I'm going to be streaming at least one game during the season, at least one. So, I'm going to be streaming Rutgers. Some of y'all might be like, I ain't going to watch. He's doing Rutgers. Well, I don't care. I love Rutgers.
Nah, Rutgers, man. Yo, this heart of the city. Coach, what you talking about?
Nah, there's some people, trust me, there's Rutgers.
Well, on this show,
I love Rutgers.
Rock with Rutgers. Rutgers my team too. You know what I'm saying? Rutgers my team too. I'm a Carolina fan, but that's more for basketball. But I rock with Rutgers and Syracuse in football too. Those are my squads. That's why we
I rock Rutgers and the school I played for, Kane, Cougar Pride, even though it's D3, I stay tuned into my schools. So, but Syracuse, definitely looking forward to what they're doing, what they're, like I said, what they got going on. ACC is going to be tough this year.
It is.
It's going to be tough. So
it is. I'm interested to see what comes about with Bill Belichick in Carolina. I'm definitely gonna be keeping my eye on that. Y'all might get some Carolina content from me this year.
Right now,
I'm gonna open it up with Carolina basketball and football.
You got SMU, part of the ACC in there.
Yeah.
BYU, Washington Huskies.
One of them other West
TCU,
Coast teams went over there too, didn't
North
they?
Carolina. North Carolina, in terms of rankings, they're 16th. In terms of by ESPN's rank metrics, they're 16th in terms of their rankings. So
In the country?
yeah,
What?
according to ESPN, yeah, they're ranked 16th.
Carolina?
Yep.
In football?
In terms of recruiting ranking, I'm
Oh,
talking about
recruiting. I thought
yeah.
you was talking about like
No,
top.
no.
I'm about to
This
say
is
ESPN, what they smoking?
No. But remember, everything starts with recruiting. They got 300 commits. So
Carolina can recruit now.
yeah. So
if they can put it all in. Remember, they get a lot of a lot of good running backs come through Carolina too. You know, like we seeing on the screen too. They get some good receivers. Hakeem Nicks came out. Our boy Hakeem Nicks. You know what I'm saying? So Carolina can recruit.
So
you know, their problem has been, just it ain't enough. You know, you got the competition.
Matt Brown.
That dude, man. Anyway, man,
But yeah, we don't get back to the heart of the city. So
yeah, let's wrap it up, man.
Yeah. Today's show
was
fire, bro.
This was dope. Appreciate each and every one of y'all for tapping in. Last thing we're gonna do is give a couple shout outs to the chat, man.
Yeah. We definitely have to give a shout out to the chat. Hey, listen, this is gonna be the last segment for Heart of the City before we get out of here tonight. You can't get through Heart of the City without the producer saying a little something. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you guys, man. This was absolutely dope. But you guys got a couple of questions that were out there that I think they want some answers to. So, first question, Neymar. What's up, Neymar? I ain't seen you in a minute. Glad you're doing well. This one's actually for Coach. He says, "Hey, Coach, I got questions for Coach Ed. Is it true that Jalen Brunson is upset with his dad being demoted?"
I never heard it. I never heard he was upset. You know, I mean, his dad is still there, so but he also understands this is a business, man. You can't go around and get into a little titty fit because your dad got demoted. You got a job to do yourself, and you're trying to win a championship. And you know what? They felt, they needed to go in a different direction. And now, if you have a new head coach coming in, you don't want to tell him, in a sense that he has to be your second in command. No, let him bring in who he wants as his second in command. So. Is Jalen Brunson upset? No. I mean, I even saw a segment where he was going around calling people in the organization, wishing them good night, saying good night, so players and I think a coach or two. So, I don't think he's upset. I mean, you want your dad to stay as second in command, of course, but, on the same token, no, I don't think he's upset. He understands the business, man.
All right. Hey, we got another question from Mr. William Horton. Shout out to William Horton, man. Definitely been one of these guys that's been supporting us from the beginning. Hey, this is for NYG. He says, and William Horton says, what do you think the New York Giants record will be in the first 4 games of the season?
0-4. 0-4. Nah, let's look at the schedule though. Let's look at the schedule.
Washington, Dallas, KC, and the Chargers. Those are the first 4.
Yeah, 0-4. Like I said. There you go.
Hey, there's your answer, Mr. William Horton. Hey, listen.
That's what he thinks.
Yeah.
They might be able to beat Dallas, but I doubt it. But 0-4.
So this last question is for both you guys, man. We're gonna get up out of here. He says, anytime I watch the Yankees games this year, they are making errors on defense. Is this true?
Yes. Yes, it is. They forgot how to glove a baseball. I don't know. Do that? Like, like the song said. that's how the Yankees look out there with the baseball. But yes, they've had a high number of errors, and again, it goes back to what you were saying earlier. Fundamentals, man. We got to get back to the fundamentals, man. That's what it is. Yep. But that's all we got. If we don't have any more questions, we are going to get up on out of here. This was dope. Fire. Appreciate the producer, man. Dope production, man. You only getting the best over here with KMP Productions and the Aboriginal Sports Network. I am your host, NYG Double Deuce, aka Unpopular Opinion Sports, with Coach Ed Gladney from Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports. And we are the dynamic dude bringing you Heart of the City. And until next time, man, y'all keep that heart beating, man. We're going to see you on the next run. Holla. Hey.